My family was enslaved by white people and also Native Americans, the red Native Americans. And so today I'm going to be calling the Choctaw Nation to ask them questions about my family's lineage because I haven't done that my entire life. My background story is similar to what happened to Don Cheadle and his family. It wasn't the white man who had us in chains for most of our existence. It was the Native Americans.
Relation Department, press 5. For office closures, press 7. Or stay on the line and the operator will assist you momentarily. Yakoki.
Choctaw Nation Call Center. This is Jada. How may I direct your call?
Hi, Jada. My name's Dion. I am a journalist, and I got a tip about my family line and my lineage, and I wanted to know more about the history of what happened to my family. And I was wondering if there was
Okay.
a historian that was on staff or someone I could talk to who may know a lot more about the history of the Choctaw.
Okay, so you're looking for your genealogy or you're looking for a history of
But
Choctaw
basically, let me
Nation?
kind of explain what happened. I was checking my family lineage. I'm black, and I was wondering why did my family lineage jump from South Carolina to Oklahoma just out of nowhere back in during the I want to say the later parts of the 1800s. And then I talked to my brother, and my brother got in contact with a grandmother who had passed away about a year and a half ago, and she gave me some records. It was the freedmen's. It was basically like a freedmen's list. Whatever the native tribes would release us,
Uh-huh.
they would give us these records. And I was curious to learn more about what happened to my family. That's all.
Okay. I can send you over to the Cultural Center.
Yes, ma'am.
They should be able to direct you from their main line.
Yes, ma'am.
What we can offer here at the Choctaw headquarters would be for that, like, exact genealogy. So, say if you were looking to enroll as a tribal member, once
Oh,
you have that lineage or paperwork, you'd be able to apply here. But for all history, that would go through the Cultural Center. So, I'll be happy to send you over.
absolutely. Thank you so much for all your help.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
You too.
Halido, Yakoki, and thank you for calling the Choctaw Cultural Center. Our hours of operations are Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are located just west of Highway 75 off of Choctaw Road. Our address is 1919 Henry Hunter Way, Calera, Oklahoma. For information about the Cultural Center, please visit ChoctawCulturalCenter.com. To speak to an associate, please press 0.
Wait while I transfer your call.
Howdy, Joe. Thanks for calling Choctaw Cultural Center. This is Alexis. How may I help you?
Hi, Alexis. My name's Dion. I'm a journalist. And first off, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. I have a request. I was wanting
Okay.
to know more about my family's lineage, and I'm black. I'm not native, right? I'm not indigenous. I'm black though, and when I check my family's history, I see that we're in South Carolina because of the slave trade. But then my family's history jumped over to Oklahoma, and
Mm-hmm.
my grandmother kept some records about the freedmen's being released, and apparently it was some of my family, and that's how a good chunk of my family ended up in Oklahoma. I didn't
Okay.
understand why so many of us did. And so I was basically wondering if there's someone I could email with to maybe correspond with to try to find out, to get to the bottom of what happened to my family.
Okay. Um, let me let me transfer you over to oh no, she's here today. Let me transfer you over to Miss Alex. She's our archivist.
Yes, ma'am.
She would definitely have more leads into where to get you through genealogy. But let me transfer you over, and you're more than welcome to talk to her.
Yes, ma'am. Hopefully somebody will answer. So nobody answered that time. I'm guessing they're busy. I'm going to call back. I'm not going to give up. But this is why I find it so insulting when you get people who are Native Americans on TikTok talking smack to me about reparations. Excuse me. Your folks have my folks in freaking chains. That's how my folks ended up in Oklahoma. Why is so many of my family, why are we centered in slave states? A lot of us tried to get over to the West Coast, and before we could, the natives got us. Because oftentimes when you had runaway slaves, the native man would catch you and bring you back to the white man. She knows how uncomfortable some of them were talking to me, because they actually know what happened. My story of my family is the exact same as Don Cheadle, the Hollywood actor. Yeah, this is why a lot of black people get upset when they want to exclude us from the native roles. Now you get it. And the reason for all this is that Native Americans never freed us when the 13th Amendment was passed. All kind of deals had to be made. So I'm going to call the Choctaw Nation in this very video and ask them some questions about my family's history.
Your ancestors were enslaved by Native Americans. Here's your great-great-grandmother, Mary Kemp, her 11 children, including Bill Cheadle, your great-grandfather, William. And you can see William's father, Henderson, or Hence Cheadle. You are one of the few African Americans who was not enslaved by white people, enslaved by Native Americans.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's crazy because really you feel like, oh, the two biggest blights on the way this country started, you know, slavery and the genocide of the Native Americans and the Trail of Tears and all those horrible stories of what has happened to the Native people here. And then our family was owned by people who had suffered. It's just, that's mind-blowing.
Most people don't realize that the Cherokee, Creek, Seminole, Choctaw, and Chickasaw nations owned slaves. As self-governing entities, they weren't subject to the laws of the United States. So what did this mean for Don Cheadle's ancestors? When the Civil War ended, the 5 civilized tribes kept their slaves. They refused to liberate their slaves.
Everybody wanted to roll with the slavery thing as long as they could.
That's right. They said, come and get them.
Yeah, you got to take my slave.
You got, yeah.
Pry it from my cold, dead hand.
And I had no idea.
I hadn't either. This is amazing.
The United States government didn't make a treaty with the Chickasaw until 1866, forcing them to liberate their slaves and make them citizens. The Chickasaws freed their slaves, but they did not offer them citizenship in the Chickasaw Nation.
Are they honorary white people? I mean, what's going on here?
Don, your ancestors were in Indian territory, yet they were neither Chickasaw nor were they Americans. They were a people without a country and without any legal status at all.
That's crazy.
The Chickasaw freedmen would spend decades in this stateless limbo, invisible and forgotten.